Welcome back to Pokljuka. Just moments now before the start of the women's pursuit. There you see Sandrine Bailly in the red bib. She's the leader in the Pursuit World Cup and certainly starts today as favourite. A 14-second advantage, so she could be 100 metres clear before anyone else gets off the gate, Mike, and you don't need to give her too much of a lead. She's the quickest in the field at the moment. If she can come in with 30 seconds clear, surely we're going to see her leading right the way through to the latter stages.
It does look that way with 2 firsts and a second in the pursuits this season already. She really does like this race.
So here we go with Bailly, the world champion in this discipline from 2003. She won that in Janti-Mansisk. 10 wins in her career, looking to make it number 11 today. Kong has never won, but stunned us with a performance 2 days ago, finishing second. 28.8 That's the last 3 results she's had, and her form going sky high at the moment. So Kong has got a major task to try and catch Bailly. Ystad Christiansen, on the other hand, starting third for Norway, has got to defend that podium position.
I think Christiansen is coming up into a good race form, good race mind, and I think she could well move forward today.
Zaitsev just started for the Russians in fourth. Xingyang Liu of China has gone as well. Katrina Appel of Germany looking for another top 10 finish. She's becoming more and more consistent this year. And Kari Wilhelm, the yellow bib holder, waiting to go off. She's number 7, the current World Cup leader for the first time this year. Away she goes. Wilhelm on the charge. Certainly she will believe she can get herself into the top 2 or 3 positions. Liquida Poiré, who dominated the World Championships in Oberhof last year, a favourite of many. Of course, her husband Raphael not racing that well, and you always point out, Mike, that when one's down, the other's down.
Indeed, but I wonder what's going to happen today. Remember, Poiré is the winner at the World Champs on these tracks 4 years ago. That could mean a little something to her feeling.
Well, she certainly needs a good run either today or tomorrow in the mass start. Don't miss that if you're a biathlon fan. That's going to be an absolutely cracking race tomorrow, the men and the women's mass starts. But Poiré needs a good race in the next couple to boost her confidence before heading to Hogfilson for the championship.
She, without a doubt, 2 weeks today, the first race at the World Championships, and it really does need to feel good. Now, Pilieva's just started, 1:26 behind.
Martina Glago waiting to go off. She's 2:02 behind the World Cup winner from 2 seasons ago. There she goes with the German suit and the light blue hat. As always, not been a brilliant season for Glago. I wonder if that's got something to do with the fact that she no longer uses her father as her waxing technician.
Well, they've been a very successful team, father and daughter, for many years, in fact, throughout her career. So that is the big change this season. Maybe it has had a big effect on her.
So Glago underway. Elena Zabrilova starting 34, 2:12 down. I know one Douglas Harrison, who's very keen on her progress today, will try and keep you informed, although she's starting quite a long way back. Apparently, Elena, an absolute spitting image of his wife, so so that's why he's particularly interested in the woman who now races for Belarusia. But ever since she switched from the Ukraine, it's been a downward slide.
It is true, and there's another Ukrainian actually, start number 11, Efremova. So the Ukrainian team individually, or a couple of them, are beginning to make an impact.
So 10 kilometres the distance, 5 loops in all, and even I can work out that it's 2 kilometres per loop, same loop, and a tough climb, Mike, up this long hill. It's going to be painful by the last time.
Indeed, but doesn't it? Well, Sandrine just gone out of the picture now, looking so relaxed, and she's increasing the lead on the Chinese athlete by, what, probably 10 seconds by the time she gets through. And that's only within 3 minutes.
Do you see any weaknesses in Bailly's game?
No, she's looking relaxed. She's not stressing, panicking, and that's a very good sign. We've seen her form come up and up and up. She has total control.
Well, from all the mails we get in, it's fairly obvious that the Norwegians are a very popular team. I guess that's because so many people who are interested in cross-country skiing have been to Scandinavia, and in particular Norway. And today they've got to watch out for Ystad Christiansen, who started third. She's in fourth at the moment, 40 seconds down. And Poiré, who we'll keep an eye on, started number 8. And we really want to see what sort of form she's in. Last year she would have made her way up to 4th position, but she's stuck in 8, 1:06 behind, having started 1:05 behind. So skiing at the same pace as Sandrine Bailly, and that's no small feat. Guseva, Mike, of Russia, in 10th at the moment. Really, this meeting was her last chance to qualify for the Worlds, and she's done pretty well.
I think she will certainly be impressing the decision makers in the Russian team. But is it a little bit too late? I'm not sure.
107 behind. Yeah, she's the summer biathlon world champion, and we'll talk more about that later on. Running and shooting, something that certainly we could get into in a bigger way in Britain.
Indeed, and I think that is a good way to develop a country's up-and-coming talent in biathlon. It's the same thing. You're way out of breath when you're running and shooting, and I guarantee you really are out of breath when you come into shooting biathlon with skis on your feet.
Well, if you are interested in taking it up, just watch this woman as she comes in. She's already started to slow down, bringing the pulse under control, and just thinking about the routine. Hours and hours and hours of skiing, obviously, but the same spent with dry shooting, just to get the drills absolutely right.
Now, we always talk about the wind, and that's because it is so important. It moves your rifle, and again today, quite strong wind, although a regular wind from the left.
So first shoot for Bailly, and important that she maintains that lead that she started with. Well, it doesn't come much better than that in these sort of conditions. I know the pressure hasn't really built on Bailly's shoulders as yet, but surely she's going to find herself at least 30 seconds clear of anyone. Out she goes, a clean sheet for the first shoot, and Sandrine showing us just why she is the hot favourite to take the win here today. Ishtat, Zaitseva, Kong all lined up one next door to the other. Xingyang Lu just settling for her first shoot as her teammate throws her first shot wide.
Looking at Sandrine's time, ski time into the range, she's taking between 10 and 15 seconds off her main rivals. That's skiing so fast.
And you can add another 20 because everyone chasing has missed targets. Zaitseva missed one, Ishtad missed one, Kong missed one, Lu has missed one and still got the remainder to get. Will Liv Greta Poiré clear the targets and could put her into the top 4 positions? That would be an excellent start. One to go. And down it goes. Liv Greta Poiré back on form. Good start from her, but the standing shoot is where it's all gone wrong. So keep your fingers and toes crossed for her in the latter stages of this women's pursuit. Guseva one miss. Mike, not many clear shoots, and really the wind is playing a main role in that.
It is again. There's Ushi Diesel. We know she can shoot so well. Missed 3 targets. The wind is a big factor. We can see the flags, and it moves not only the rifle, but it moves the bullet as it speeds its way down the 50 metres to the target.
Simone Denkinger with a chance to move up. Anyone who shoots clear is going to gain 5 or 6 places immediately. Zina Cocker of Canada throws the first one wide. It's good to see one of the Canadians doing well. Mike, it's been a while since they had someone at the top.
Indeed, and trying to remember the name of the champion.
Miriam Bedard.
Miriam Bedard. And Zina Cocker from Canmore. Again, she's missed a couple of targets.
That's
there.
What you get for going through your script.
She's doing so well, and good to see that. Canada are developing some great biathletes.
Yeah. Martina Clargo, good shot, or certainly the best on the tour for the last 3 or 4 seasons, has gone clear, so she's gained a little bit of time. We'll give the update as soon as we can. You know all about Bailly, 56 seconds clear now, having started just 14 clear of Kong. Kong in second, Poiré third, 59 behind, Zaitseva just 2 seconds down on the Norwegian, and Istad Christensen with 1 miss, 1:07 behind, still in a position to take a podium finish. But what a run from Delphine Pareto, Mike. She's taken leaps and bounds. In Antolz she was outside the top 40. Ever since then she hasn't failed to be in the top 20.
Correcto, yeah, her ski speed is her strength. Well, today it's going so well. She's in 6th place at the moment, up from 10. So she's getting her shooting together. And the only way is up for her when she skis so fast.
So the first shoot completed, and it's still going very well for the French and Sandrine Bailly. We're going to take a very quick commercial break. We'll be back with the rest of this women's pursuit. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Pokljuka. You can see that Sandrine Bailly has already gone through the 3.1 kilometre stage. Just another 6.9 to go for her. Poiré has moved herself up into second. Mike, this is more like the Norwegian that we saw last year. The girl who took 4 golds at the World Championships. Zaitseva in third on great form. And I wonder what the Russian can do today. She was a little concerned about going to Armenia and the high altitude training, partially because she didn't know what the effect was going to do, and partially because she didn't want to throw away her chance of winning the overall World Cup. But they persuaded her, and her form has certainly risen.
It has worked. The dangers or the risks are skiing at 2,500 metres. Your tempo can slow down, but it certainly hasn't in Zaitseva's case. If you do a lot of speed work up there, of course you can maintain your limb speed.
Sandrine Bailly starting to lap some of the earlier starters. And just before she comes in, an email from a youngster in Cornwall, Lorna Flutter, 12 years old, wanting to know how to start biathlon, how to get into it. So I suggest she takes a visit up to Aviemore in Scotland to try some summer. And also saying, is there really someone in the start list called Berger, and she's spelt it B-U-R-G-E-R. Well, there are two of them actually. One's called Tora Berger, who's out on the course today, started number 36, having a very good season from Trondheim in Norway, and her brother Lars, who is probably the quickest Norwegian on the circuit.
Indeed, and yeah, Lars Berger is at the World Championships in just pure cross-country skiing in Germany, Oberstdorf. Sandrine Bailly, again looking so focused. First mistake.
So what is that going to do? 56 seconds clear. She's not going to lose all that lead, but should Poiré go clear, we're going to have quite a good race on our hands when it comes to the standing.
Absolutely, although Sandrine Bailly has extended her lead to 1 minute 7 at the 3.7 split time, 3.7 kilometres. So Sandrine is skiing amazingly fast. And we just get this impression of being relaxed, as if she's enjoying it, having fun out there skiing. There, one penalty, and she's still going to be 45 seconds ahead if Poiré shoots clear. I heard the German coaches shouting zwei hoch in reference to the targets. I don't know who he was shouting to, but that means the sights need to be adjusted down by 2 clicks.
Now, big moment for Liv Greta Poiré. Taking her time, the Norwegians certainly seem to have adopted a much more controlled approach to their shooting, and it's going okay so far. 4 out of 4. Zaitseva thrown too wide. Oh, Poiré misses that last one. That could be absolutely crucial in the outcome of today. Kong and Ishtad throw targets wide at exactly the same time. And Guseva and Arpel now have a chance to close down on the lead and take a top 3 or 4 position. Still plenty of activity further down the order. Mike Xingyang Lu having a bad day. Kati Wilhelm, who I hate to admit I'd put on my list for the top 3 today, losing ground. And Andrea Henkel improving as the race goes on. Olga Pilieva, the former World Cup leader, lost her lead 2 days ago in the sprint event. Needs a clear shoot, but she has been saying herself she's absolutely exhausted and needs a break, and she'll get one after Sunday.
Wilhelm took so long to build a position and try and let the wind calm down, and it hasn't paid off. She really was there for a long time and missed one target. I think Martina Glago, well, I was about to say will clear here, so they're bad conditions. Glago now missing 2. Quite often when Martina has a bad day, she missed 3 targets in the prone. In the sprint race, she comes back the following day so focused, determined to hit all the targets. So Brulova,
the wind absolutely picking up for that second part of that shoot, and all those starting later having trouble. So Brulova amongst them. Pilieva comes out 1:59 behind, certainly not out of a chance of finishing in the top 5, but she's got a bit of a struggle on her hands now with only 6 kilometres to go. Pareto has finally slipped up with 2 misses so far, 2:06 behind, and going clear, Liv Kirsti Eikeland of Norway, who I see hasn't been selected for the Norwegian sprint race in the World Championships. She's up to 11th, and the only one in the top 12 to have gone clear.
Well, that is good shooting. Without a doubt, she's putting it together very well to hit 10 out of 10. They shoot twice now, that's the 2 visits to the range, and prone the next 2 times they come in, it's in the stand position. And you can safely say it's a little bit more difficult with wind of 7 to 10 kilometers per hour in the stand.
No one really outstanding in the stand position so far this year. Zaitseva, one of the best, with an 82% hit rate, and Kati Wilhelm an 85% hit rate. But Wilhelm 2:04 behind. She has got to clear all 10. Now, just a quick replay of Zaitseva and Liv Greta Poiré. Well, we just saw their preparation drills, and Zaitseva missing 2, Poiré missing that 5th shot to lose a chance of closing the gap on Sandrine. The women's pursuit on this penultimate day of World Cup activity here in Pokljuka, Slovenia. And as you can see, Bailly pulling away with each shoot. She's got further and further ahead. 1:22 the lead now, so she can afford 3 misses at least. She can probably miss 4 and still have a chance of coming out in the lead. So she's put herself in an incredibly strong position. A really good battle though for second and third. Poiré, Kong, Ishtad, Zaitseva, and I think even Katrine Arpel has a chance of taking a podium slot.
Yeah, indeed, when it's so windy, a lot can change in these next 10 shots. 2 kilometers skiing in between each 5 shots.
The 2 leaders in the World Cup standings, Pilieva and Wilhelm, side by side at the moment. The difference in points, just 10. So if Pilieva can get 3 or 4 places above Wilhelm, that may well put her back in yellow for the mass start tomorrow. Now Poiré, Poiré coming in. Chance. Quite a slight figure, has problems when it's windy.
I think she's having problems with her breathing as well. She's pushing so hard out there.
Well, does well to get the last shot down, but 2 penalty loops to ski, so an extra, well, we'll get the clock on that one. Mike, just time it. She's going on to the loop now at 19:11. And we'll see how much time she has lost as a result of those 2 misses.
I think she'll still be safely ahead because she had 1 minute 22 seconds, as we saw, at 5.1 kilometers. That's a huge lead, with the same shooting as Poiré. Her ski speed is phenomenal today.
Only 22.5 seconds. It's a second and a half quicker than on Thursday when they did the sprint event. So the snow has certainly been kind to the women. The wind, well, it was nice and calm this morning, but as you can see, as the sun's come up, the wind conditions have increased. Now, Liv Greta Poiré, we haven't seen too many clear shoots from her so far this season. Can she change that? 69% hit rate so far this year. And added to that, she's got the arrival of the chasing group.
Saw Poiré glancing to her right as she came in, having a look at Bailly on the penalty loop.
That's okay. She's clawed back 25 seconds or so as a result of that. 19:11, Bailly went on to the loop. She's come out at 20:00. So just about 50 seconds, those 2 loops costing her in all. Kong goes clear, Zaitseva goes clear, and China and Russia go ahead of the 2 Norwegians, with Arpel taking her time, but faultless so far.
Well, Kong shot so fast there, 27 seconds.
Arpel missing that last shot. You may have seen Kati Wilhelm having a bit of a nightmare, and her chances of holding on to the yellow bib are getting slimmer and slimmer because Pilieva has missed 1, Wilhelm has missed 2. We'll keep an eye on that little battle going on. Henkel, another good clear shoot from Henkel, just what she needed. It's been a poor season for her so far. Denkinger with a chance to put another German in the top 10 positions. 4 down safely, same as for Guseva. Guseva goes clear, Denkinger throws wide, and the Russians have the advantage there. Xinglang Lu, Mike, having an absolute nightmare with the shooting, going down and down the order. I also feel that she's losing her ski form as well.
It certainly appears that way. We've seen her so strong since December, but yeah, she's just losing. Probably when you're shooting as bad as that, you lose your focus out on the track as well.
Sasha Santa of Italy just taking her position, yet to come out.
Grigorin missing 2. She trains here all summer.
Martina Glago, Mike, way down the order. What were her prone shoots like? Usually she'd hit 20 without any trouble, or hit 10 out of 10 in the prone without any trouble at all.
Indeed, she's just not Martina Glago going through a bad patch. She cleared the first 5 in the prone and missed 2 targets on the second.
And she's now 3 minutes, well, she was 3 minutes 3 seconds. She's going to have lost more time, so she's lost 1 minute and 1 second to Sandrine Bailly. She's got a lot of training to do. What does someone in that sort of form, what does she do to get back on form in 2 weeks' time?
It's a difficult one. Rest is going to be a big factor now. 14 days till the World Championship sprint race. It's a tough one. You need to rest for 4 days to recover after all these races. Then you need to build some speed back into your programme, and then you need to rest again before the World Champs. So running out of time, really.
Absolutely. So here's the battle for the silver and the bronze medal today in Pokljuka, and at the moment Olga Zaitseva looking very strong indeed, leading the way. It'll be a useful point if she can finish in the top 3.
Indeed, but did you see they were together at the top of the hill, and I'm convinced that Kong and or the technicians and the Chinese team, we've talked about it earlier this season, don't have the knowledge to make their skis as fast as some of their main rivals. I think it is a factor here.
And that would certainly explain Xingyang Lu's demise over the last 20 minutes or so, but she has also missed 5 targets, and it goes hand in hand. When you're skiing well, you recover that much quicker when you come in, and your shooting tends to go up 5-10%. There are the standings after the third shoot. Bailly hasn't been touched so far today, but the lead reduced from 1 minute 20 to 40 seconds by Olga Zaitseva, who's making the chase. Further down, Simone Denkinger improving. And we've also got Uschi Diesel. Mike, she's lost 1 place, 12th to 13th. The best improver so far, Urieva of Russia, 44th. She's up to 15th place. 0-0-1, her shooting score so far, and she's just 2:09 off the pace. She's only 30 seconds off a top 7. So that would be a remarkable run by the young Russian if she can achieve that. And Kuo Yin, another Chinese that we haven't really seen this year, 41st to 18th with 14 out of 15 hits so far.
It's good, and really the factor there is both those athletes only missed 1 target out of 15. But Urieva, at 21-year-old, from 44th to 15, well, there's another one in contention for a start at the World Championships.
Ishtad Christensen has lost 6 seconds on Sandrine Bailly since she came out of the range, so the young Norwegian starting to tire a little, I suspect. She's 27, so really in the prime of her career. Comes from Voss, an excellent resort on the west side of Norway, just inland from Bergen. Ever trained there?
I have, yeah. We've had summer camps there in the past, and you can ski up on the high plateaus way into June, and that's just, it's not a glacier, just the amount of snow that falls in the west of Norway during the winter months. All the way, yeah, I think it was Midsummer's Day we were skiing there.
Yep, 24 hours of daylight. May not have the sunshine all the time there, but it's certainly light enough to ski round the clock.
Now, just looking at scenarios, if Bailly misses 2 targets and say Zaitseva and Kong hit all 5 targets, the race is on for either of these two taking the gold or the silver.
So they won't have given up hope, and both Kong and Zaitseva will be fairly confident having cleared the first 5 stand. Bailly, on the other hand, 2 misses, and she looked very nervous indeed. There was certainly a question of the pressure building. Now, this is when it gets to its worst, the climax of this race. Last shoot, Bailly for victory if she clears the lot. 2 misses, and she could be in trouble.
The wind has been quite kind to her.
Good finish, very good finish indeed. 1 loop to ski. We know it's going to take between 23 and 25 seconds, and she's got 40 seconds over Zaitseva. The result really is not in question anymore. Sandrine Bailly deserves it. It's been a very mature performance. 0-1-2-1, so 4 misses on the day, and that good enough to hold off the challenge. But this is where all the action is. Zaitseva versus Kong for the silver medal here in Pokljuka. Out goes Bailly, the penalty loop. A quick glance over the left shoulder just to check that they're still shooting. She's seen what she wanted, and now she can just focus on that last ski and conserve energy for the mass start tomorrow.
2 Norwegians were Ishtad Christensen just landed on the mat.
Kong with a real chance to go second again. Oh, excellent. 10 out of 10 in the standing. And Kong now the #1 Chinese. One day they are going to produce an incredible relay team. Now, Poiré has missed. Ishtad has missed. Zaitseva has missed. The pressure building. Poiré has missed again, Mike. Those old nerves are giving her problems yet again.
Can she get the last target? Yes.
So 2 loops to ski. Henkel Arpel, the German duo, have a chance, and Olga Pilieva, who's been moving up slowly through the rankings, if she shoots fast and clear, could find herself in the top 5 and in a position to regain the yellow bib.
Vyseva, she's got a chance as well, depending on how she shoots here.
Henkel's gone clear, Mike, which could put her up into 4th. 54 seconds, Zaitseva behind the leader. Has Henkel got a chance of chasing down the Russian? I don't think so. 1 loop for Pilieva. Guseva with a chance of going ahead of Pilieva. Looks as though that's going to happen. She's gone clear. Ushi Diesel missed 1. And Simone Denkinger, another good finish. She's gone clear. And having a very good season indeed. Got her first podium in Antolz a few weeks back. And hasn't looked back since then. Wilhelm, Mike, I really shouldn't have put any money on her, but she's gone and hit 5 on the last shoot, and if she can switch into overdrive, maybe rescue the situation.
Indeed, well, Henkel has impressed me no end here. She's only missed 1 target, the best of the top 8 out of the range so far. But she must have been inspired from her. 4 years ago, she was 5th here in the pursuit race at the World Championships, Henkel, and this is the best form we've seen her in, well, most of the season.
Do you feel it's horses for courses?
Yeah, the memory as well. If you came 5th at the World Championships on these courses, you carry a good feeling for many, many years into these the venues.
I certainly buy that with the skiing, but I find it, you know, with the shooting and the conditions changing as they do here. I mean, this is a little like the west coast of Scotland, though. 1 minute it's beautifully sunny, the next you've got a force 5 gale blowing through the range.
Indeed, but you still get a good feeling. You carry a good mind feeling into the range. You have done it before.
So the positive attitude, all important.
I believe so, yeah, absolutely. And this young girl from China, just 22-year-old, young woman, I should say.
Well, let's recap on the situation. You know about Sandrine Bay. She's going to be a comfortable winner here. 25-second advantage after that last shoot. Yingqiao Kong of China in 2nd, 25 behind. Zaitseva another 29 behind Kong. So I don't think she's got too much chance of getting into 2nd place. But Henkel isn't so far. She's only 12 seconds off Zaitseva. Natalia Guseva another 20 seconds back. The field quite well spread out, looking for a close battle, and we've got one between 6, 7 and 8. That's Denkinger, Ishtad, Arpel, and in fact Liv-Greta Poiré is in that group as well. So that's where all the action's going to be, not at the front where we like it, but we'll keep our eye out for that little battle. And Kati Wilhelm, the World Cup leader at the moment, Mike, is down in 11th place, only 1 spot behind Olga Pilieva, so it looks as though she'll be able to hold on to the yellow bib for 1 more day at least.
Kati will be disappointed to have missed 5 today. 2-1-2-0. Came back strong at the end there. That's good focus. Another Chinese as we watch Kong. Yin has moved from 41st all the way up to 14th. And in fact, she has the fastest ski time out there. But taking her deficit at the start, she is having the best race today. 19-year-old Yin. So as you say, China, when they get it together, will be a great relay force.
So how do you explain the Chinese rise in form?
Well, to be doing so well at 19 years old, they really are catching these athletes young. At 10 years old, pushing them extremely hard, developing them, with a mission to be successful.
So what age do they start intensive interval training?
In Norway, for example, they don't really start pushing hard intervals until 15 or 16. In China, younger, 12, 13. That seems to be the way they're doing it.
And is there any detrimental effect to that?
Well, I think the Scandinavians in studies, I believe that it has been researched that you shouldn't really push them too hard before 14 or 15.
And the chance is that they'll blow out early and never recover. But when you've got as many as the Chinese have on their programme, I guess there's always going to be someone who survives it and benefits from it. And I think that's probably their philosophy.
Indeed, and it seems to be working. We can't deny that it's not working.
Okay, back to the race. We've solved that particular problem. What we do know for sure is that the Chinese are having a great meeting here in Pokljuka. They've got Kong in second place, Yin in 14th, Lu in 15th, and they're not quite the strongest nation. I think Germany probably can still claim to hold on to that, but it's the French who will be celebrating tonight with yet another win from Sandrine Bailly. What a fantastic season she's having. It's her 5th win of the season, the 11th of her career, and for the world champion in this discipline back in Chianti-Mansijsk in 2003, things going from strength to strength, and it will be a brave man to put their money on someone other than Bailly for tomorrow's mass start. Skiing well, shooting well, one slight hiccup on that first standing shoot. The wind might have been the factor. I think so, but she shook her hand there as if it wasn't the perfect race, but with skiing the way she's on form right now, it doesn't matter how many she's missing. Here's Kong coming in for her second successive second place finish. It was a bit of a mouthful, but anyway, she's done it. One miss in both the first two shoots. She's cleared the two standing shoots, which is so important at this level, particularly in the pursuit where the pressure is so great. 35.9 behind. She started 14 down, and so well, she's only lost 20 seconds in all. That is an outstanding performance from Kong, and maybe it won't be too long before she wins World Cup races. Olga Zaitseva, great run. That will do her World Cup chances no harm at all. And do remember, at the end of the year, when all the races, all 27 are completed, the worst 3 results are taken off. So it won't really matter that Zaitseva missed all 3 races in Antolz.
Here's Henkel coming in from 20th to 4th. She'll be very happy with that performance.
Good climb from Henkel, just one miss on the day, finishing just ahead of her teammate Simone Denkinger, who's had another good run, 17th to 5th, finishing just ahead, or just behind Denkinger is Guseva, 9th to 6th, Olga Pilieva, 15th to 7th. Wilhelm sort of keeps an eye on Pilieva. It's as if she's been tracking her all the way round, and Wilhelm stays in yellow. We can confirm that now. Ishtad Christensen started okay, but then 2 misses on that last shoot. She's dropped from 3rd to 9th, Arpel 6th to 10th. And Mike, I can't see Poiré. She's coming in 12th, 8th to 12th. Once again, she missed 2 on that last standing. It's that is a major problem. She's got mental training to do before she goes to Hochfilzen.
If, in fact, she goes to Hochfilzen, she'd said coming into this event, well, she hasn't decided 100% whether she will even go to the World Championships, which I think will be a great pity. She did so well there last year.
Yin, Pareto, Lu, Makarova down in 16th for Russia, 2:17 off the place. She started 27th, so it's been a good run from Makarova. And her shooting 18 out of 20. Now, here's a woman we expect to hit at least 19 in the pursuit event. Hasn't happened today. 2:35 behind for Martina Glago, 0-2-0-0. So really the shooting not too bad. Those 2 misses in the second prone will really annoy her, but she's 2:35 down. She's skiing a minute and a half at least slower than Sandrine Bailly over 10k.
And that must be worrying for Martina Glago with just 14 days to the major, the big competition of the season, the World Championships.
Denisova of Russia just coming in 19th, got the opportunity to race here because the likes of Shana Usova and Akhятova were focusing on other things, either the European Championships or recovering. Mihokova of Slovakia, good sprint finish from her to finish 20, and Elena Zabrilova digs deep to hold on to 21st spot, 3:22. Now Zabrilova's chances of winning the overall World Cup fading fast. That's a shame, but I think she'll really be after world titles, and she's already won a few, but she'd love to add to the 4 that she already has at home.
Absolutely. There's Brankovic just come in, moved up from 40th to 26th, delighted to get points.
So still another 28 finishers to come across the line. Eikeland of Norway finished 32nd. She had made great advances early on. She went 0-0, was one of the only competitors to hit all 10 prone, but then missed 3 in that first stand, and we've seen that from her before.
And it really seemed to knock the stuffing out of her, knock the self-belief and the fight that she was carrying so well. Grigorin also had a good time, 22nd, Taya Grigorin.
I think, Mike, we're sometimes very critical of the shooting performances, but at this level we expect, an 80 to 90% hit rate. But if we were to take someone out of the crowd and say, have a go, without even getting your pulse up, in the standing position, unless they were a regular hunter or a marksman, they'd struggle to hit any.
I think you're right, Patrick. Anybody just picking up the rifle for the first time, very difficult to hit even 1 or 2 out of 20. I agree. It's extremely difficult. Fine body movements, extreme reactions, and all on absolutely out of breath.
Meguro of Japan comes across with the worst shooting record. She's very, very quick, but 11 misses have put Meguro out of the running. But no one can compare with Sandrine Bailly today of France. So that just about wraps up our coverage from Pokljuka for today. Still 2 races to come. Tomorrow the mass starts for men and women. That's going to be a fascinating encounter, particularly in the men's. We'll see if the Russians can still dominate. Kruglov and Rozhkov have been going brilliantly recently, and I wonder whether they'll be able to do the double again tomorrow.
Well, I wouldn't bet against it. On good form.
So there you see the races tomorrow, 14:15. That's European time, the local time here in Pokljuka. So 1:15 if you're watching in the UK. I hope you can join us for that. The men's go first, and then the women's mass start, and then they get 2 weeks rest before the World Championships. They certainly deserve it. So we leave you from Pokljuka. Sandrine Bailly victorious again. Another good second place for Kong of China. Zaitsev in third.